or what this organization or people in this organization was doing with somebody that works in the court, guys. There's now a concern, official person, mature man, world energy, yeah, official person, upright, community. Something about what this community is saying about this privileged lady in the reverse and your journey, your high honor. Something was false people in this house. What they had these people working on here, really hard to hide this evidence here. Toil and labor in a reverse, expectation, adjudication, unexpected income. Yeah, coughing, guys. People realizing they got on the wrong path. With this main female in a reverse, there is no great fortune. You're the rightful owner. You're the divine child, collective. The 18th day of any month could be very significant. December 18th is very significant. Somebody could be 34. It's something about this discussion right now about this occupation, guys. In a reverse, main male in a reverse. Everybody's in a reverse. Also about a lover situation and an official person, guys. The community right now, what they're pointing out, you're not what somebody said you were, or somebody's lover, or you're not with somebody anymore, something like that. Also with this occupation in a reverse, I do feel like if somebody was able to save these people before, they can't save these people. People getting ready to lose their job, or what they need from you guys. Be careful. January 22nd, somebody could be 34, 36. Somebody's name is Ray.
Denied, rejection, being told no, unqualified.
Is the person who made this return possible. She holds the baby on one shoulder. Her husband leans his full weight on the other. And her feet are bare on the prison floor. She did not arrive like...
9:13. Okay, that's good enough. I'm doing a reset. I don't know what the topic's gonna be. I'm just gonna bear with it. So most people don't do it like this, but like I said, I'd rather you see. No, not up, down. I'm not gonna go that. Like I said, I'm just doing a quick reset. Usually I will flop them all down. Alright. Good enough, close enough. I don't know what we're going to get in about. Whatever it is. I do notice this when learning how to deal with energy. And understanding the energy of, I guess I would say zero would be the best way to describe it. Because I don't want to say nothingness. That may be too much, but there's an energy called of nothingness. But the energy of zero is like, best way to describe it. There's a movie called Equilibrium. Would be the best way I describe it, but it's not exactly, because at least in that movie, they didn't want anyone having any emotions. They pretty much changed them into like this robot. It was like when they found out the secret of Miranda in the movie Serenity, when she's like, we called it the pox, we released it, and then this is when everybody realized they created the Reavers, trying to augment people's minds. Equilibrium was the same thing, except for one thing. They had it in a pill form or some form of a serum. They made people take, let's call it the pox. They made them take this shit like every day. Everybody was injecting each other, doing this, like whatever jobs they were given, like Futurama, they were prescribed jobs. They did different things all day, but they weren't allowed to have the freedom of expression at all. Like, I think everybody wore black or gray. They couldn't wear, there was no lipstick, there was no nothing. You gotta watch it, I don't want to summon it, but the lifelessness of trying to conform a person through manipulation. Somebody's a good friend. I'm even taking cuts right now. Whatever freaking happens when I touch the cards. So 1-1 is somebody's number. We could be talking about a mother and a son, uncle and niece, because they're mismatched. If they were the same, I will say like a husband and wife, but you can't say a husband and wife because they're different, which means we could be talking about two people who came against a good friend and their families that branched off, because the husband will have his family, she would have hers, unless there's one thing. The only exception: incest would be over here. 4 cups inward. Turning point, empathy. Yeah, now I'm in. Before I was just doing an introduction so we can shuffle. But from what I'm looking at, because I usually go 4 across. There's the incest. Somebody's lying about something that has to do with blood and family. And they're lying about this money that was going inward towards someone else. Someone caught in the middle. Someone these people have no power over. You broke free of some dynamic. I know the first thing that popped into me, I'm looking at it like, let's say if it's a generational curse, 2 families came together, but they're under a curse. Like, I mean, like a real dang on curse. Because I'm telling you right now, incest is a demonic type of thing to do. Especially if like there's things about it. This is a form of abuse. This is abuse with incest. Like, this is like violence, lust, greed. Like, the actions of the people who were doing this to branch off into another family. You want me to put it this way? So a sub-family. So if like, say if these were noble, so to speak, this would be like a hybrid noble because somebody was doing something they wasn't supposed to do while these two were together type shit. Now you follow me? Because shit, that's an anime. That's in stories. You would be this hybrid person that was born out of something here by blood. And you were branched off through some form of manipulation. So you would be, I don't know, the black sheep, the scapegoat, I don't know, but whoever you are, you were the one being lied about who you are to hide this. Now y'all following me? These people are powerless against the fact that you exist. You being alive, this belongs to you. Y'all following me now? This would be 2 Kings 11. This would be the movie Anastasia. This would be the movie The Man in the Iron Mask. It's that type of dynamic because you were born out of someone out of wedlock who gave birth to you. Somehow you were hidden and cloaked and covered. Confirmation. Somehow you were hidden, cloaked, or covered that nobody else, the rest of the 8 people, rest of the 8 other branches in this so-called noble family did not know you exist until somehow somebody knew you exist. How? They did this. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's this? And then the mirror, whatever it was that they were talking to, showed them you. They knew you were. So it would be like Anastasia returning home. This would be like 2 Kings when the boy came out. 2 Kings 11, I think. I don't know. It's 2 Kings. Something like that. It's a story where, yeah, one of the children of birthright was hidden away for years until a certain amount of time passed. When the child was old enough, he came out and they called treason on everybody, and these people were taken out because they killed all his brothers and sisters. I ain't even tell you that part. That part in 2 Kings, this person killed all of this person's brothers and sisters one day except for him. Somebody took him and hid him away. Let's say another branch off of a family. You're like a seed of something. Somebody got pregnant in the hopes that somehow that when this went down, that the blood of this as evidence, you being alive is evidence that this belongs to you. Knowing this, one of these two people created a will, some form of a documentation. They did something to ensure that the blood person who was on this, because nobody saw the will until the person was gone. So they did something to the person who made the will. Why? Because of their greed, their lust. They got rid of the person who created the freaking will, and then when they got a copy of the original will, you heard what I said. When they got a copy of the original will that was hidden away because they knew someday, somehow, this child born out of this thing for this will would grow up and make it through some promise. And the proof would be that it'd be in his DNA, that this would be proven that this is who this is. This enraged these people, and let's say their children. Let's say if this was your grandparents, that means their children who had children, all know about this except you. They all gathered together to be like, no, we're going to get rid of the person with the will so we can figure out who gets what because of all their greed. They all greedy. The whole family was greedy from generations. Why? Because the curse of this greed got handed down from the grandparents to the nephews, nieces, the cousins, to the second cousin, first cousin. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. And once this person who made the will was gone, they got their hands on the will and saw that you was supposed to get all of it. Type something. Listen to what I'm telling you. To something like this. So they had to hatch a plan. Now these aren't just regular so-called people. These are people, say the kids grew up to be a doctor, the second cousins became officers, the next one became a lawyer out of the family. Listen to what I'm telling you. And these people knew people who were in these places. Why? Because they were bred to do what? They were literally bred to figure out who was all going to get this, because they were already in their greed, wanted to get rid of the person who made this will. But the blood that's in you, and now them finding the original copy of the will, because remember, we talking about they only found a copy of the original. The person who died, who left this will, was not dumb. They had to have been known some form of truth of what these people were doing to them. They want to see what I mean? Right under good friend. You're the good friend. This person who left this is a good friend to you. But somehow, this good friend that left you this, you were the key to expose everything that happened. And it's inside your DNA. Your DNA alone exposes what these people were doing to you from generation, so that they can take this from you, because you are the blood seed of an affair that happened in a relationship. This is like coming to America, but he was switched at birth And when he got a certain age in life, his parents saw him somehow. And then they're coming from wherever they're coming from to see him, because he was switched at birth. So let's say being switched at birth, the one who was switched, or a twin, grew up with this family. And they were raised that was the child. Somehow they realized this person who was off out of this realized who you were, and that you were supposed to inherit this. Whatever this is that was left by the person that knew that their family was going to betray them, that's why they made a will and made a copy of the original. The original has been found. Y'all following me now? This is somebody's energy right now. Even today, we haven't gone into the energies, within the energies of what I'm talking about, because this is like, I'm showing you out here. Now, all the things and movements that each piece have done for generations to generations, I'm telling you, their children, they taught their children like some form of a weird religion of how to get rid of you to get this. They had to have people in places, groups. They did things that they should have not done because they wanted to go mirror on the wall stuff instead of accepting what they saw in the copy of the original will. They were juggling you because eventually they know who you were. So this is like deeper. This is like some psychological, something to tear you down from within. Like this was diabolical in nature. This is some like League of Doom. They planned this for generations and generations. They did it all up to where everything was going to be in sync. So when they got rid of the person who had the will and everything up until you, and they don't like the fact that you are following the light, because it says disapprove. They juggled you. They knew who you were. They made challenges in your life. They wanted you to have a loss. For anything happy, right under wish fulfillment, Judas. Under wish fulfillment and good friend. Somebody's going through a Judas thing. We already talking about their greed, the money, 30 pieces, same thing you're going through. Now you're going through a Jesus moment too. Whoever you are, you're going through this. 929. You see what I mean? I can't even freaking rush this because this is somebody needs to hear this. This is serious. This is serious. See what I mean? 16 minutes, 10 seconds past. See what I mean? Or whatever this was that was on this documentation that was left for you because you're like the offspring of something that happened within a family dynamic. I don't know if you were switched at birth. You was like the hybrid of an affair that was within a family. Got a dog lining. One, 2, 1. It was dead quiet until we said that 9:29 on the timer or something, right? So 929 121. That's a number. So this is like your half family, fake family, implanted family, the family who stole you, but they know that you're stolen. They were paid to keep you away from knowing about this and make it look like it was all orchestrated. It's like Death Note, the anime Death Note on long play. But see, when they put your name in the thing, you're supposed to die. But see, you're protected by the living God. So, though that your name was in the death book, you're not going to die. You get brought back to life. So, what do you mean? Okay, anybody had any near-death experiences? In my case, I've had 5 of these, some of these, and I'm pretty, consider myself like healthy. I want to get better, but, and I mean all in less than a year through the things that were happening, things that were being sent to me. And it has to do with, like I said, anesthesia. Like, these people are doing things other than, this is not just like calling the cops and lying on somebody like type shit. It is. This has happened, I bet you. But it's also like wishing death inside your heart, creating the energy of your demise. When they knew about you, and everybody knew, and they all agreed to keep this away from you. All of these people in this family, they wanted your wish fulfillment. They wanted to destroy it. They wanted to take it away from you. And greed, 511151, greed changed them. The only difference between this saying and Judas is, what I say is, like I told people, 933, like, Judas gave the money back and repented. These people kept going and going and going and going, and even today they're still going and going. But it's too late. There's too much has happened. And there's evidence against all of this. And this is a lot of people going through this energy of it. Here, freaking another one. Still 933, huh? You realize who was attacking you. Friends, family, exes, co-workers, justice system pointing up. They knew about this too. See what I mean? The justice system, co-workers, it's like, okay, Truman Show, and everybody's getting paid. Because remember, they were paying everybody because Truman was a TV show that got ratings, that brought income and revenue. They all were getting paid. All 5 entities. They all knew. If you had kids, that was, in a sense, that's part of it. Because the whole thing had to feel natural, so that you can have a natural demise by this shutting down and you going bye-bye. See? $555. You're seeing this, right? And they're all pointing up. They all knew about it. They were all trying to hide it, hide the information, rotate the data, do this, do that. But look what it says on it. One ring to bind them. What's the one ring in this situation? The greed. Whatever was in these documents. Remember, I said, look, they found a copy of the original. Now you're following me? The original has a rose. Why? Because there's only one real ring. They were walking around with a pretend ring. Understand what I'm saying? And people were all in on it. Why? Because of the promise of what happens with the one ring. The wealth that's supposed to come with it. They all got entrapped. They all changed. They all sold their souls. Everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to see it. This is going to be public. 936 or upside down 936. Upside down 936 is going to flip. Everything's going to be flipped. This is total exposure. I don't got to pull no more. Oh, let me show you the last thing. We're not flipping no more. Because you are with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. You have a team, your spirit team, your ancestors. Your ancestors will walk into a bar. And y'all handing out karma all damn day. See what I mean? The sickness, the thought, everything that's happening to them is because of what they did to you. And what they did to the people they did to get the money. Because they killed people for the money. And everybody was in on it. Maybe not everybody. Not every kid in the family, so to speak. But a vast amount of them. And your exes, I don't get neighbors, co-workers, like you'll be shown. You'll be shown. This is what this is. You starting to see everything for actually what it is and what's going on. You're being shown clearly because of your team. You and your team. In my case, God, Father, Son. Because that's who I have. And I tell people when I died there on the floor, something happened. If you're in this energy, you know what I'm talking about. This isn't just gibberish. Somehow you got awoken through some form of method. Mine was me literally dying.